Man, it troubles me a great deal, man. It's heartbreaking. Like it frustrates me too so much when I see how young men, kids are in high school, middle school, are just throwing their. I mean, in middle school, I guess you have a little more time, a couple more years than somebody who was in high school. But they're just throwing their life away, man. They're just wasting so much time. The reason why I say that in middle school you have a little bit more time, a couple more years, is because this race, this rat race in life starts at that age. It starts from when you're a freshman in high school. But unfortunately, there's nobody in our young kids' lives anymore in this generation, thanks to single mothers and feminism, to guide these young men into the right path, to guide them into a path of success, into a path of this is what you need to be doing in your life, or at least giving them the tools to succeed in life. These kids out here are thinking about buying the next big car, buying the next best pair of shoes, showing off their watch, going shopping at American Eagle, American Eagle or American Eagle, something, whatever the store's name is. All these fancy ass places. Like, the value of time and money doesn't come to them till they're like in their late 20s, and they say that, oh, okay, I'm being responsible. No, man, you're supposed to be responsible. You should have been responsible 10 years ago. That's when you should have started being responsible. Don't get me wrong, you can still be a young man today and still have fun, still go out and date and sleep with a bunch of girls, especially if you're in high school and you have girls in other high schools, girls around your age. These girls are turned on to the max, and it's because of their hormones are going crazy when they're teenagers, right? And also they're not as experienced into the game. So if you know the game somewhat, if you can sell them somewhat of a dream, it's easy. I've done it. My buddies have done it. So yeah, you can still have your fun, but fellas, you have to understand that this facade that you're seeing in society today, this false impression that you're seeing of how masculinity is supposed to be and how femininity is supposed to be, is not real. This picture that's being presented in front of you, that women can do it all, and if a woman makes bad decisions in her life, she's just the victim of the situations. It's not really her fault, but it's everybody else's fault around her life. And as a man, you ought to accept her for who she is and for all the bad decisions she has made, and you ought to help her life become better. You're supposed to help her improve her life from that broken, dark place that wherever she came from. But on the other side of it, a man is only supposed to respect a woman regardless of what she does, and a man is not supposed to be picky about what kind of woman she picks. And a man, if he messes up in his life, if he messes up in his life, he gets maximum punishment. He gets maximum penalty of whatever bad thing he did, for whatever bad thing he did. And because that's just the norm, that's just how it's supposed to be. No, guys, this is not how it's supposed to be. And your dad, your mother, they're not telling you. For the most part, chances are that you came from a broken family. You came from a single motherhood family or a single fatherhood family. Or even if you are together, if your mother and father are both together, chances are they're not happy. You didn't grow up seeing the actual roles that are supposed to be played in a family. You probably grew up seeing a very diverse a very in-depth role reversal in your family, where the mom was doing all the dad's work and the dad was doing all the mom's work and the dad's work. So That's why you're very confused. You come out to your class, you go to your school, whatever you go to school, and then you see that all these teachers are just like throwing textbooks after textbooks at you, throwing sheets of worksheets after worksheets after you. There's quizzes, tests every other week, and you're just consuming all this garbage information. Like, what is really high school for when they're not even getting you ready for college or getting you ready for the real world? What is it even for? Now, don't get me wrong, the mathematics that you learn in it, the physics aspects of it, the biology, chemistry, yeah, those can be in handy. Those can be helpful, right? Like all these people say that you don't need the Pythagorean theorem. No, you don't really need the Pythagorean theorem, but that's only one small portion of all the math you learn, right? This is why I never talk down on any kind of STEM classes. Even if it's just trigonometry that you'll never use, or geometry that you'll probably never use if you're not going into STEM. It's still broadening your brain because it gives you the ability to think outside the box, because that's how math problems and physics problems and science problems work. It's not really you have to understand the concept behind STEM. It's not like something you make flashcards of and then you memorize and you just go to the test and you spit it all out and you forget about it. That's not how STEM works. And then if your brain opens up and you can start thinking outside the box about your school material, then maybe you can use that same strategy into your real life problems. So that's why I don't have anything against that. But then the question also comes up from that is that, well, then college is kind of pointless too, because most of these college degrees are also useless. That there aren't as many useless degrees as there are STEM degrees. Sorry, there aren't as many STEM degrees as there are as many useless, worthless degrees. You guys know the other type of degrees I'm talking about, right? Liberal arts and all this other crap. And you're absolutely right. Yes, college is also pointless, which is why I also promote in this channel to go after STEM or med school or lawyer or something in a that's going to get you a high-end career after you get out of it. If you're not getting after any of those careers, don't even think about college. Just go to a blue-collar job. Again, this advice is for men. Women, I don't even agree with the fact that women should be even going to college for some stupid degree. For women, if they want to make a good career out of it, then go to college. Men, women, both. Women, if you don't want to go to college for any good career and you don't see yourself working in the blue collar field, find yourself a good man who's going to take care of you. That's the best advice I have for women. But in this video, I want to talk directly to young men. And so you go to school, high school, and all these useless crap is being fed to you. And then at the same time, you're not learning about masculinity. You're not learning about how to stand up for yourself. You're seeing that all these girls you're trying to talk to, all these cute girls that you see are curving you right and left, which is making you depressed, which is making you frustrated, which is making you angry. And you don't have any real answer for it. You don't know what to do about it, but to be sad about it and frustrated about it. Or lash out, and God knows, God forbid you do something stupid where you, I don't know, go on the news for school shooting or something stupid, right? But again, nobody's in your life. Those mass murderers, those school shooters, if you look into their life, I highly doubt that they had any masculine role models in their life. This kid never had anybody to look up to, anybody to have positive feedback from, which is why, again, I cannot stress the importance of my channel, which is why I'm here trying to guide you guys in the right path. And I'm very lucky to understand and know this information from a very early age. I'm in my early 20s. And I promise you, I have my life, my stuff together way more than any other group of guys or most other guys around my age, let's just say that. Because there are still some successful, intelligent young men who I have come across or who are also in my friend circle. And I'm not trying to brag here. I'm not even trying to humble brag, nothing. I'm just trying to I'm very happy that I have figured this out, this information, this red pill out pretty much. I've come across red pill at a very early age. That's why I'm very happy and grateful. And fellas, so then you see that then you're frustrated about these girls, like all these cute girls are going after these popular guys in high school, guys who's the starting quarterback, or who are the jocks and stuff, and you're just not athletically gifted like that. Biologically, you're just not that gifted. But nobody's there to tell you that you should be finding your strength. Nobody's there to tell you that you should be looking for your weaknesses. People just tell you that you should be following the herd and just doing whatever everybody else is doing. Again, that's another lack of male role model, another example of lack of guidance. It hurts me so much when I see that guys don't understand the value of time. They spend all this time just chasing and chasing tails. They try to come up with so many different strategies. If I bench press 20 more pounds, get my pecs popping up a little bit more, get a little bit broader shoulders, I'll get more women. If I get this new job, I get 20 cents raise from my previous job. Or if I stick with this job and then in the next 6 months I'll get $1 raise, and then I'm gonna be able to save that money and buy a nicer car and attract more women. Post pictures of it on Instagram and then attract more women, slide in more girls' DMs, and girls are gonna respond well to that more and more. If I get a better GPA, girls are gonna look at me and say, oh, he's so smart, I want him. All these strategies that you hear online about what attracts women, this and that. You just take all of this information in and you start implementing in the wrong way. Yes, all of this is going to get you more women, but you have to be in the right mindset to pursue these goals, to pursue these things. And that the correct mindset is you should be doing this to better your own life and only caring about that. Women are byproduct. They will be the byproduct of the success you get. You should be addicted to the success itself, not addicted to getting more women, because that's the wrong mindset to go into. Nobody's there to tell you any of that. So you just take whatever information you see out there, whatever you hear from somebody. Maybe some guy said something that's a little bit red pill, and you heard it somewhere in your high school campus, your college campus, or your high school lobby when you're walking by your hallway. Maybe you heard it from somewhere that, oh man, if all women like is money, all these girls like is money, you just gotta be flashy. So you start being flashy, you start buying newer clothes, you start broke dating. Coach Greg Adams talks about it. You start broke dating, you don't really have a whole lot of money, but whatever money you can get by just working your butt off part-time 20-30 hours a week in your local Hardee's or your local Burger King, you use that money to buy more and more flashy things because you want to attract women. See, all of this comes down to just attracting women, and we forget to look at life within that time. We forget to see what life is really about, because we think that this is how it's supposed to be for the rest of our life. It's just going to be this easy. We're going to be in this easy mode when we're in high school. You have no idea what's coming ahead of you. See, when I was 16, I started becoming self-reliant, becoming really independent. So I started paying for everything on my own. I stopped caring less and less about women, paying for them. Paying for dates was like a challenge to me. Like, she has to get that out of me. I would put that a challenge on her, not to me. But to me, the challenge was, no, I'm not gonna spend money on this girl. I'm gonna try to get her to come to my bedroom without it. Let's see how good I can get at my game, to the point where I don't need to show any money or none of that nonsense. You have one life, fellas, and this time that you have throughout your teenage years. Think about it. When you go from 19 to 20, teen, you're no longer a teenager anymore. It's gone just like that. And it's gonna be gone just like that when you go from 29 to 30. Now you're in your 30s. Now you're in your 40s. Decades go so much quicker than days. It seems like days go way longer than decades. But it flies, fellas. Time will fly. Everybody's out here trying to buy things that depreciate value over time. Cars, shoes, clothes. Nobody's out here thinking about buying something that's going to that's going to give them a bigger return on their investment 10 years from now. Everybody wants to take their girl out to the next fancy restaurant, to show her around, to show his buddies around, just so he can feel good about himself. Because there's a lot of guys out there who do that. Like, I'm doing this because I want to show her around. I'm doing this because I feel good about myself. A lot of guys do that they think that they are the man when they spend a bunch of money on their woman. No, they're not. Because you're not getting anything out of it. That money is gone. You could have saved up that money, and you could have probably taken that money and invested into something. Let's say you start working at age 16, which is probably the legal age in the USA. And let's say you don't spend any money, a single dime, on dating girls or own girls general. No gifts, nothing. Let's say you start saving up money because you're still living with your parents, right? From 16 to 18 in 2 years, let's say you saved up $2,000 or $3,000, which is not that hard to do actually if you think about it. What can you do with that money? You can probably put down for a real estate property. At 18-year-old, if you can buy a real estate property using the FHA loan, then if you know how to do some work around the house yourself, putting some drywall up and fixing up this and that, you can rent it out. Or you can live in it and rent out some of the other rooms, which is called house hacking. Now that house, within the next 5 years, is going to appreciate in value. So that $2,000 you put in has now just increased. It probably multiplied and went to $4,000. I don't know, just giving you an example, the value of that $2,000. Versus if you buy a car, a Mustang, let's say, a beat up Mustang, just because it makes good sound. Because I was that guy. I bought that Mustang. I had a GT, and I used to race with it. But now that I think about it, it was so stupid. And because nobody was in my life to tell me otherwise. Like, hey, Zeke, what are you doing, man? Think smart. See, if you want to be unique, I've talked about this in a video when I talked to ladies mainly. If you want to be unique, do what everybody else is not doing. Most people are not out here thinking about the future. These young guys out here, they're just living in the moment. If I can get laid by my girlfriend this week, I'm happy. I'm content. Are you kidding me? You're telling me this life that you were given, this opportunity that you were given, has only the value of getting laid by some chick a week? That's what you're putting a value on your life on? Sorry, that's the value you were giving your life to? Is getting laid by some random chick a week? Or let's say you go out to the bars or the clubs on the weekend and you get 5 girls' number. You're happy. You call yourself successful. You call yourself the man. That's the label you're gonna put on yourself? That's your self-worth? See, what I'm trying to say here is that real men are decreasing in number more and more every day. Guys can't stand up for themselves. Guys get walked all over them. And they think this is normal because they're being nice, they're being polite. Dude, screw all that. Screw being nice, being polite. Screw having manners, this and that. It's a rat race out here. Now, I'm not completely crapping on learning manners. You should still know your manners, obviously, but that's what society focuses more on, is your moral characters. Where in reality, you need to focus more on the main important aspects in your life, which are your finances, your health, and your future vision. Without those 3 things, you're paralyzed as a man. You shouldn't even call yourself a man. If you don't have those 3 things, forget it, man, forget it. I get it, you're not in a good position right now, but at least if you have a good vision At least if you can see yourself do something, become someone, and you're working towards it actively, you're busting your butt day in and day out, yes, it's going to pay you off in the long run. And yes, now you're on the right path. That might mean not dating, not getting laid, not showing your flashy cars around for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. That might mean that. But that's the mentality you need to build. And I know it's hard because you see all your buddies, you see all these Instagram dudes posting pictures, you see all your buddies having fun, this and that, and you're out here grinding, putting your body to the dirt every day, trying to bring some cash in, try to save up and invest, or whatever it is, that whatever your purpose is in life that you found or trying to find, right? Which is not going to be very appealing in the first phase, at least, which is why you need to surround yourself with those type of people who has the same mindset as you. If you see that this guy is making some horrible life decisions, life choices, if he doesn't have a vision, get yourself out away from him. Find some mentors in your life. Find somebody who you can talk to. Find some people who's going to encourage you. Find some people who's going to it's going to blow your mind away how little encouragement men need to keep going at it. It's because we have all the ingredients in us. We have testosterone. We have that drive to just power through things and make things happen. But it's that encouragement and that guidance we're missing. And you'll be surprised how little of those we really need to make things done, to get things done. I already knew this video is going to be a little bit longer because this topic right here is probably the most important topic in my whole channel. Because it's men who I would give blame to if I were to blame someone of why women are acting the way they are. I know I blame feminism, but feminism wouldn't have been where it's at today if it wasn't for men. Men are the one who gave women this power. Because men always had the power and then they gave it to women. And now men are the one who's simping for these women. Men are the one who's pedestalizing these women. Men are the one who's throwing their lives away and wasting valuable time that they won't be able to buy with any amount of money back. Every single day, just chasing tails. It's men who are not understanding and learning their own self-worth. You have so much more to offer to a woman than she does to you. All she has to offer to you is her body, which has been ran through after ran through after ran through, over and over and over again by multiple guys. So, and the reason why I say the only thing she has to offer is her body is because no amount of money a woman has is going to really turn you on. No amount of college degree is going to really turn you on. It's how she looks like, how her body looks like is going to turn you on as a man. That's the only thing she has to offer to you. So you are the prize, and you just fail to realize that. And that just blows my mind away, is that so many guys are doing that. Guys are the one who's oblivious to the fact of this world going around them. They think they're supposed to find a good job and a wife and settle down. No, dude. That girl you're going to settle down with, quote unquote, do you have any idea what she has been through? What her body has been through in the past? Do you have any idea how she thinks as a woman? You think she just loves you because you make her feel good, you say the right things? No, she doesn't love you. She just acts and reacts to her emotions at a given period of time. That's it. Which can be easily duplicated and replicated over and over again by multiple different types of dudes. If the dude has some sort of a game and has his stuff together and looks like he's in good shape. And men just fail to understand any of this. Young men are lost, and nobody's here to help them. Nobody's out here to show them the right path. Nobody's out here to be that voice of encouragement and guidance. Nobody's out here to tell them, hey, no means no. You're not going to go down this path. You're not going to do what your buddies are doing. You're going to get rid of them. They're going to better yourself. I see college guys, high school guys with beer guts. You should be ashamed of yourself if you're that young and you don't have any physical conditions, medical conditions, and you look like a fat slob. You should be ashamed of yourself. That you were giving this opportunity to eat well, live in a healthy environment, and still look like crap. There's people out there in the world who are dying because they can't get fed 3 meals a day, or even 2 meals a day. And you're throwing this opportunity away. You're throwing your life away, living in the US or living in the West, where so many things are possible. There's countries out in the world where you cannot even take student loans out to get an education that you really are passionate about. So there are tons of smart people out there who can't even become an engineer, who can't even become a doctor, who can't even become a scientist because of the lack of opportunities. And here in this country or in this West, you are throwing this opportunity away after a social science degree, after a humanities degree, after a religion degree, history. Dude, you don't even know what your potential is. You don't even know the level of where you can go. And young men are lost, man. It's really sad to see this. It's really sad to see so many guys just throw away their life, and it's also sad to see so many guys end up committing suicide. You see that in the military all the time because they thought the military would give them an answer for their life. They end up going there and they see that it's the complete opposite of what they thought. Reality finally hits them and they can't take it. They end themselves. So many guys think that becoming a doctor is going to give them all the answers that they were looking for because it's going to give them so much money, and then they end up killing themselves. Money paralyzes you. It doesn't let you think outside the box because you look at a number, $500,000 a year. Oh man, now you can't think about anything else. You cannot think all the risks, all the responsibilities, everything else that come with it. You become paralyzed. Women paralyzes you. You see a girl, oh man, she's so hot. I cannot wait till I get that in my bedroom. You become paralyzed. You don't see the red flags. You don't see her past. You try to overlook her past. You don't see that she's not giving you choosing signals, that she's not interested in you, and you still just try hard and hard and hard. Try to get it. Try to seem desperate. You just stop thinking outside the box. It puts you in a box. Social narratives, social norms put you in a box. You're supposed to step up and marry that single mother because that's what real men do. Real men put their women's feelings before them. They'll let them go out on girls' nights out. They'll let them go have dinner with their old guy best friends. No. All these social narratives, imperatives, real men let women have equal opportunities. I'm perfectly cool with equal opportunities, but you cannot be coming here and talking about equal outcomes. You cannot be asking for equal outcomes. Those are two different things. Real men don't try hard so that women can succeed. Real men respect women just because she's a woman and she hasn't earned any of it. All of these social narratives, social imperatives that you hear, social norms, it all puts you in a box. It paralyzes you to think outside the box, to think for your own self, which is crucial. That's one of the superpowers you have as a man, is the ability to think for your own self. You just have to get it out of you. You just have to keep practicing. Fellas, it's almost a 30-minute video. I hope you took something out of this video. I hope you shared this video to your friends, because herds and herds and herds of men are becoming sheeps. They just follow what everybody else is doing instead of becoming a leader. Just a leader for themselves. Just lead your own life. Don't think about leading anybody else. How I'm trying to do here, making each video. Just think about leading your own life. If going to college is something you want to do because that's what you're passionate about, and you have a vision of long-term, you have a long-term vision of seeing that, okay, this is the line that's going to take me to my success because I have other plans. I'm going to use this line to get to other other ships and get to other positions in my life, okay, then I'll go through it. But don't just go through it because your mom told you. Don't just go through it because your friends are going there. Don't just go through it because your girlfriend is going there. That's the worst. I'm gonna stop ranting now. Fellas, like, comment, subscribe. I hope this video made sense. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.